Today I'm talking to best-selling author Kristy Woodson Harvey about her new book and about why now could be the perfect time for you to start that novel.
So Kristy, you're author to some of my absolute favorite books. I am so excited for this new one. So without giving too much away, tell me a little bit about it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for everyone to read it. It's called Feels Like Falling, and it's about two women from very different worlds who come together to form a sort of odd couple friendship that helps them move forward into what I like to call happily ever after, the sequel.
I love it. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm in the midst, so everyone should absolutely pick up a copy. So one thing that I have been loving about quarantine is that I've been reading a lot more books, but talk to me about why this could be a great time to maybe sit down and write that book that you've always wanted to.
Well, I know that a lot of us have been saying, we're distracted and it's hard to focus on anything. But at the same time, a lot of us do have a little bit more time. Even in just an hour or two a day, you can write a book.
Where do we begin? Do you have some tips, advice? Where do we start?
So I have boiled this down into 6 of my favorite tips. And the first thing that I always tell people to do is start writing by hand. If you're thinking about writing a book, you probably have something that's capturing you. It might not be a full plot, but it might be a story from your childhood, a character that won't let you go. So sit down and just start writing and see what comes out of it and what happens. And then when you get a little clearer on what you want to write, then you can move to the computer if you want to.
Okay, got it. What's step number 2?
Well, I'm a big setting person. Setting is so important to me in a story. So I think, it could be harder, especially now, but immersing yourself in your setting is so important. Even if it's just in your mind, and you really want to think about all 5 senses. What does it smell like? What does it feel like? What's the season? What does it taste like? I think those things really help get your reader right into the story. When you're first starting out, I think reading a lot is the most important thing that you can do. It will teach you more than any how-to book about cadence and pacing, about the lyricism of prose. I think it's really important to kind of, immerse yourself in other people's work to help you figure out where you're going. Tip number 4 is, when you pick up a book in a store and you read the back cover copy and it gives you a little idea of what it's about. I say it's kind of like writing your obituary and then figuring out what you want to do with your life. If you can write just that little snippet, it will really help keep you focused on what you want your story to be about, and just give you a little bit of an idea of where you're going.
So what about tip number 5?
Okay, so you really want to set a schedule. That is so important. And then make yourself stick to a deadline. I actually do an hourly deadline now, but when I was first starting, I had a word count and I would write 2,000 words every day. And that really just helped keep me focused. Now I write about 90 minutes, and sometimes I write 2 90-minute chunks. So whatever works for you, but make sure that you've got a schedule going.
Are we at tip number 6?
Number 6, last one. I think one of the most important things when you're writing a book is to make sure that every time you sit down, you're clearing your head a little bit, whatever that means for you. So if it's taking a quick walk around the block, if it's sitting somewhere that inspires you for a few minutes, if it's sticking in your headphones and doing a super quick meditation, whatever it is that makes you feel a little bit more clear-headed.
Well, Kristy, thank you so much. These tips everyone should take to heart because you know what you're doing. I love everything you write, so please keep all of the books coming. And if people want to find you, where can they go?
My website is KristyWoodsonHarvey.com, or they can follow me on Instagram at KristyWHarvey.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was so good to see you.
Thank you. It was so great to see you. This was so fun.